Residential market analysis and highest and best use. Help. Documents. Email instructor. Notes. CH1 Market Fundamentals, Characteristics, and Definitions. PG 28 Types of Value. Types of value. Most of the time, as appraisers, we tend to receive assignment requests for opinions of market value. Market value appraisals are distinct from appraisals using other types of value because they are based on a specific market perspective and on market trends as of a specific date in time. While it is true that most appraisal assignments relate directly to an opinion of market value, it is important to recognize there are many other types of value. In fact, there may be several different types of value for the property being appraised as of the same specific or effective date. Yes, it is possible to develop an opinion of value for a property that is not market value. One of the measures of this course will be to segment the market for the different types of value. First, though, let's look at some of these different types of value and how they relate to their individual markets. Market value. We all are familiar with the most probable price that a property should bring in an open and competitive market. It is important to recognize that there are several different definitions of market value. The definitions section of a SPAP cautions the appraiser to identify the exact definition of market value and its authority that is required for the specific assignment. When the intended use of the appraisal is for a mortgage finance transaction, the assignment normally involves an opinion of market value. Sellers are also typically looking for the market value of their property. The appraiser must be able to correctly apply the type of value for its intended use within the assignment. Fannie Mae's definition of market value is the most probable price which a property should bring in a competitive and open market under all conditions requisite to a fair sale, the buyer and seller, each acting prudently, knowledgeably, and assuming the price is not affected by undue stimulus. Implicit in this definition is the consummation of a sale as of a specified date, and the passing of title from seller to buyer under conditions whereby 1. Buyer and seller are typically motivated, 2. Both parties are well informed or well advised, and each acting in what he or she considers his or her own best interests. 3. A reasonable time is allowed for exposure to the open market. 4. Payment is made in terms of cash in U.S. dollars, or in terms of financial arrangements comparable thereto, and 5. The price represents normal consideration for the property sold unaffected by special or creative financing or sales concessions * granted by anyone associated with the sale. * adjustments to the comparables must be made for special or creative financing or sales concessions. No adjustments are necessary for those costs, which are normally paid by sellers as a result of tradition or law in a market area. These costs are readily identifiable since the seller pays these costs in virtually all sales transactions. Special or creative financing adjustments can be made to the comparable property by comparison to financing terms offered by a third-party institutional lender that is not already involved in the property or transaction. Any adjustment should not be calculated on a mechanical dollar-for-dollar cost of the financing or concession, but the dollar amount of any adjustment should approximate the market's reaction to the financing concessions based on the appraiser's judgment. The Appraisal Institute adopted a definition of market value, which was developed by the Appraisal Institute Special Task Force on Value Definitions in 1993. This definition appears in the book, The Appraisal of Real Estate, 12th edition, and is presented here. The most probable price that the specified property interest should sell for in a competitive market, after a reasonable exposure time, as of a specified date, in cash, or in terms equivalent to cash, under all conditions requisite to a fair sale, with the buyer and seller each acting prudently, knowledgeably, for self-interest, and assuming that neither is under duress. End of page. Chapter start. 17%.